Hello Leo, my name is Jason. This is your mid-February 2019 general tarot reading. So, general could be about love, career, anything at the forefront of your mind. You'll know in the first couple of minutes if this is resonating for you. If it's not, please check out your rising and moon signs. Even if it is resonating, check out my readings for your rising and moon signs, and maybe that'll fill in some gaps for you. But for now, you go into this period, Leo, with the Temperance card. So the Temperance card talks about a sense of balance coming to you. So perhaps after a rocky period, you're starting to find a sense of balance. Perhaps you've moved home or something, and everything was sort of wishy-washy, and you couldn't find this or that, and maybe some paperwork needed to be filled out, and some life-changing situations were happening, and it's feeling now as though you're starting to feel as though everything's settling down for you. There's also, I'm getting a feeling that you're coming across someone you might need to cooperate with somehow, whether it's a business venture or whether it's in some kind of living arrangements. You're being asked here to just have your negotiation skills about you and respect other people's way of seeing things as well. So there might be a little bit of give and take, and I'm thinking that this will be for the best in the long run. So if you make a strong stand about something, if it's not really what you want, it might come back later on to work against you somehow. But I'm feeling that with this Temperance card, look, you're finally getting back into like a routine, or if not a routine, a swing of things, which is helping you see that you're moving forward somehow. We'll have a look at this later. Okay, your challenge. Your challenge for the period is represented by the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles can talk about needing to hang on to your money for a while. I say that because the Pentacles represent material things. There may also be something about the way you divide up assets between you and another person. So if there's been a separation of some sort, or you're going to have to sort of negotiate that way as well, I'm feeling. It might also be about letting go and showing someone some emotion who perhaps you've been on the outer with someone, or the relationship has been a little cool, and you're trying to just bring things together somehow. So I'm feeling this could be like perhaps a family member who you may have had an argument with about something, and neither of you is giving much, and so this card might be asking you to just work out the best way to come together without giving too much away of yourself. But I'm really feeling this is more about splitting finances or splitting material things between you and someone else, or how to allocate resources somehow is what I'm feeling there. Okay. Someone is perhaps being a little mean-spirited, and that could be the challenge here, that to work cooperatively, someone's going to have to just give a little more than they want to start with. But again, as I say, be prepared to negotiate and compromise, because you might be hanging on to something that's really not that important. So you'll know what that is if that's resonating for you. Okay, your hopes and fears. You have the Strength card. Okay, so the Strength card for me talks about compassion and talks about a sense of calmness. Okay, so because this is in your hopes and fears, is there like a run-in you're expecting with someone, some kind of a confrontation, and you might not be feeling confident that you're going to be able to keep your cool, or maybe the negotiation or whatever it is that you have to make with this person might be quite a strong personality, and you might be just a little worried that you're either intimidated by them, or you might be feeling as though they have a stronger position than you do, which I don't think that's the case. And this is asking you just to be calm and compassionate. It does also talk about just you can kill someone with kindness if you like. So you see how the character here, she's taming this lion, but she's doing it gently. She's not hurting the lion. She's sort of speaking nicely to it perhaps and treating it nicely, but she's taming the beast. All right, and maybe that could be a way around this, is perhaps sweet talking your adversary, something like that. And that's what I'm getting there. So it's like there might be some kind of confrontation or some kind of adversary, and you're trying to figure out the best way to deal with them. Okay, the best attitude position, the Empress card. Okay, so when I see the Empress, I see new beginnings. I see the birth of great ideas. I'm seeing something creative here. So perhaps there's like a craft or something that you've started up, or you might be going to the markets on the weekend to sell some of your handicrafts or something like that. And it's looking like, yes, go for this. And what I'm seeing here is you might even be being asked to crank up this operation that you have. You may have tasted a little success with it already, and the best attitude is the Empress, which means, yeah, get this going into full swing and see what else it can offer you. You will be required to do some pretty hard-headed thinking. If you have a look here at the Empress, she's got the Venus sign down by her side. So it's with her, but because it's not attached to her, it's actually next to her. Perhaps we're being asked to just think less about the relationship and more about the business side of things. So you're going to have to, if this is about business, you might just have to be a little hard-headed. And if you're a bit soft with generally, if you're a little bit too generous, maybe you're being asked here to be not too generous with people or with the situation here, which might somehow connect. Remember, we had the four of Pentacles there on that side, and this one's, and I've just said don't be too generous. Maybe we'll see how it plays out. And the outcome for the end of February, for the end of this period, okay, the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is often just a card of having a rest after a hard battle. It can also be a card of reflecting really on how you've done things and how would you do them differently again. If the same scenario had played out, what improvements can you make? I'm seeing, so perhaps this deal that you've done or this thing that you've launched somehow, I'm feeling like you've started something and it's working okay, and you're just looking at ways to make it a little bit better. And because it's the Four of Swords in the outcome position, maybe you've got enough time now to sort of sit through and make those improvements and maybe reflect on if this is the right pathway for you. And it feels like you're on the right pathway, whatever this is. I think even though there are a couple of different stories coming in here, I'm getting something about some kind of conflict with someone on one side, and then I'm getting some kind of the birth of some new idea on the other. Anyway, we'll clarify that. We'll clarify that with this Hanson Roberts deck here. Let's see what comes out. So, Spirit, can you tell us why is the Temperance card here? Why is the Temperance card here for Leo? We talked before about needing to cooperate, needing to understand what's worth keeping and what's worth throwing out, what's worth fighting for and what's not. And you got here the Knight of Cups. Okay, so the Knight of Cups, if it's a person, it it's a person who's fairly genuine most of the time, and they might have something to offer you, an idea or some news for you. So I'm thinking you might be dealing with like a water sign, and they're a person of action. They like to do things, but they're going to do it in such a way that's they want it to work for everyone, because I think this person understands that if you win, I win kind of thing. Okay, so I'm not really getting an idea of what this situation is yet, but it's about. Well, why don't we put another card on that and see how it goes? Why is the Knight of Cups here for Leo? Something will come out. Okay, Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so it's starting to feel like a business decision here. So this cooperation will be a win-win, and it's looking like there might be a windfall in this. So you might be onto something really good with this Knight of Cups person, or this person with this energy. You're also being asked to perhaps consider how other people are feeling and how they might see things from a not so much an emotional standpoint, but look at things from their side, okay? And if you look at things from their side, you'll see that they've probably got something really good to offer you, and that's what I'm getting there. But it's looking very successful if this is a business thing for you. Being willing to negotiate will really work for you if you just let things flow and allow things to balance out. So I wouldn't be too stingy. Having said that, we do have the Four of Pentacles here, which said basically it's a challenge. It's going to be a challenge not to be too stingy. Let's have a look. Why is the Four of Pentacles here in the challenge position for Leo? And you've got Queen of Swords. Okay, so if this is you, whatever you're bringing to this issue here, you're going to be standing your ground, and you're going to be saying it like it is. You might put a couple of noses out of joint, but I'm thinking that you're going to feel better once you've stood your ground. You're going to justify yourself quite clearly, and so if this is like, again, separating assets with someone, you're going to be saying it like it is and saying, well, no, hang on, this is what the truth is. Okay, so something about the truth here that someone needs to hear. And I'm feeling that it's about some material thing there. Okay, so let's have a look. Why is the Strength card here in the Hopes and Fears position? What's the Strength card here for Leo? Hopes and fears. We know you need to keep calm about things, Leo. Fly off the handle. Show some compassion. Page of Rods. Okay, so the Page of Rods, this person has kind of a message to give to someone, and you're hoping that you'll be able to give this message. Okay, so if you have a look at this person here, it's like a public message. So are you hoping to make something publicly known? Perhaps you're trying to get your word out to the public about what you're offering, or you want to let everyone know about a certain situation. And it could be about selling something, or if this was a confrontation that you were worried about, it's like you want the truth known. You want something out in the open here. And again, the Queen of Swords doesn't like keeping things in either if she doesn't have to. So that's what I'm getting there. So you want something, the world to know about what you're offering or what you've got or what's happened. Sorry, I can't be clearer than that. But you'll know what this is if if it's working for you. And the Empress was about in your best attitude position. Remember, I talked about getting something started, like a new creative venture, something like that, but you need to be a little hard-headed in your negotiations. Okay, so of course the Queen of Swords, she's about as hard-headed as you can get. Let's have a look here. Why is the Empress here in the best attitude position for Leo? And we have Three of Cups. Okay, so there's some celebration here. So the best attitude to take is to celebrate. When I see the Three of Cups, I think it's usually about, well, yes, let's celebrate. Let's have a look at these victories that we've had, or this victory. So whatever this venture is that you've started, it's been successful and you're really sort of rejoicing. Yes, you could be on a good thing here. Great. Okay. And then in the results or the outcome for the end of this period, you had the Four of Swords, where you sit back and maybe you made so much money out of this creative venture that you can take a bit of a break. But remember, it was about reflecting and perhaps seeing what you might do differently next time, or like reloading or restocking for your next big thing somehow. So it looks looking like a lot of business here. I hope your business is going well if you are in business, Leo. Okay, and that's clarified by the Hermit. Okay, so you've got the Four of Swords, which is all about resting and reflecting, clarified by the Hermit, which is again all about reflecting and really going deep within, and perhaps asking yourself if this is really the right thing for you, if your pathway is the right way. And when we get this card, we almost force ourselves to go in and look at the darker parts of ourselves, or the parts deep within, to see if we are really on the right path, or how we might do things differently, and if we belong in this situation. And we come out with some pretty good answers, self-affirming kind of answers. So the Hermit's a great card to have, and it looks like that's where you're at, Leo. It's looking pretty good. You might just have some challenges here, but for business it's looking great. I'm really feeling that this new thing that this new chapter that you've started is this venture that you're on, if you like, is feeling pretty successful. So please let me know how that works for you, and like and subscribe, of course, and I'll hopefully talk to you in a couple of weeks.